Welcome back to the show. A whole lot of other bits and pieces to work our way through before we get to the end of the show. But golf, Hazy, and TUL, of course, and you, Lucas, is full of remarkable stories, as is sport. And Hazy, you've brought us to the attention of one of the more remarkable ones, to be honest.
Oh, we stumbled across one yesterday, and I'm so grateful I did. I made contact with a lady you're about to hear, and she just regaled me with one of the great golfing stories I've heard for quite a while, Andy. Just fantastic. And we welcome on board, all the way from Bunbury in WA, Lesley Malcolm. Lesley, congratulations on your feats. We'll explain them to people in a second, but well done.
Thank you very much for your very kind comment.
Well, Lesley, we better explain what happened to the masses here. You've gone to Bunbury Golf Club last Wednesday. You've been playing golf for, you'll tell us more in a second, but nearly 40 years. You roll up to the first tee in the winter season opener, and what happened?
Can I give you my story first?
Yes, you can.
And then that'll all come into that.
Far away.
Okay. My husband Max and I lived on a farm in a partnership with Max's brother Colin and my sister Anne at Cordring in WA. For entertainment, we travelled to Moody Arup, 14 miles to the east of Cordring. I started, Moody Arup was situated halfway between Collie and Kojonup in WA,
Right.
and it was a farming district only. It had a lake where families went for picnics, swimming, classes, water sports and camping. It had a sporting complex of bowls, tennis and a golf club with sand greens. In 1997, I started to play intermittently and then became a constant player in 1980. The ladies at Moody Arup Club were very encouraging and very, very patient, as I was a very, very bad player to start with. In 1985, I won the B-grade championships at Moody Arup, Williams and Darkin. In 1986, for various reasons, the ladies' side of the golf club closed, and I joined the Collie Club, being 40 miles away from my farm. Once again, the ladies were very encouraging and taught me to play on green greens. At both clubs, we travelled extensively to all open days of other clubs and had a great time. In 1994 to 2005, I joined the Albany Club and had a great time travelling along the south coast of WA from Bremer Bay and Boxwood Hills in the east to Walpole in the west. I won the 2004 Brenda Whitmoon Cup in Albany just before we left. Now I have joined the Bunbury Club in 2006 and travelled from Mandurah south to Augusta on the west coast of WA. There was a funny incident when I was playing with my 12-year-old grandson in the Lenin Cup in Busselton. I chipped in for an eagle on hole 18. It was a 5-par from 100 metres to the green. The most lucky shot ever. My grandson ran and gave me his grandmother a very big hug in the middle of number 18 fairway. I was so surprised but loved him for it. Another time I was chosen to play with the sponsors at Busselton Club, and one of the sponsors was Angry Anderson, the entertainer. I was introduced to him as Gary Anderson. I did not know who he was. He was playing badly, so on number 16 tee box, I lined him up, and he had the most beautiful hit. He was so proud. He was very amused at not being recognised and had a lovely day, and he was a very gracious man.
He was bound for glory.
Bound for glory.
Now I have shocked myself and all the Bunbury Golf Club members with my first ever hole-in-one. It was opening day for the winter season for the ladies on Wednesday, March the 14th. On number 1 tee, first swing of the day for me, I had a hole-in-one. It was 152 metres to the green, and I used a 5-wood. I did not see it go in, but everyone else did. Ladies on number 2 tee box saw it, and great excitement erupted. I had to settle the ladies down because it was the first hole we had played, and there were 17 others to go. Then on March the 17th, the Saturday ladies were having their winter opening for the season, and I shot a hole-in-one on number 8 green, being 136 metres, playing a 4-iron. 2 holes in one in 4 days. It was a miracle. And the club erupted in great excitement. I was overcome when 41 ladies gave me a standing ovation when I entered the clubhouse for lunch. Everyone has been so excited for me. The club and on Facebook comments have been so kind. I thank everyone for their comments. I have been totally unprepared for their response. I have really enjoyed my 40 years of golf. I have a very patient and encouraging husband, Matt, who never complained about my being away playing golf and never complained when the meals were burnt because I had stopped time while practicing at home in the garden. And I thank you for your kind comments and for your interest. Thank you very much.
Don't you go anywhere, Lesley. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. Whatever you do.
That's the best off-the-cuff response I've ever heard, Lesley.
Hey, Lesley, how many meals have you burnt over the years you've been practising your short game out in the garden, do you reckon?
Oh, I've lost count. In fact, it's a lot so long ago I can hardly remember now. But what I used to do was hit the golf ball off my little patch of lawn at the back of the house, past the lemon tree up into the paddock, and I had it all measured off so I knew what the sticks played. And then every time I went past the lemon tree, I used to clip it with a ball sometimes, and I had one straight side on the lemon tree and the other side was quite rounded.
How many miles do you reckon you've done? When you were outlining your early days in golf over there in WA, Lesley, have you got any idea have you ever sort of sat down with your husband and worked out how many miles you must have done chasing the game?
No, I don't know how many miles I've done, but one year we travelled to Narrogin, and we went by bus out to Lake Varley, where 12 ladies, we played at Ambrose, and 12 ladies and their husband entertained 200 of us out there, and we never ever forgot that, because we really only played 9 holes, didn't we? In an Ambrose, you only hit so many times. So anyway, we've travelled lots and lots of miles, and I cannot remember.
Lesley, you told me yesterday there's not one club in the whole southwest of Western Australia you haven't played at, which I think is a phenomenal achievement for anyone. But the key part of this story, perhaps I didn't relay early, was the fact that you're actually 81 years of age.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Can people believe this? Can you believe this? It's not uncommon, I suppose, for people to have a couple of holes in one in a lifetime, but to start doing them at 81 and then have 2 in 4 days, I mean, it's pretty extraordinary. I know you were pretty emotional on Saturday.
Yes, and I still am. And, I can't understand it at all, except that it's all a big miracle to me. It's I have no explanation. Have you?
No, there's no way of explaining this sort of stuff, other than the fact, Ali, that Lesley must be hitting the ball as well now as she ever has.
I was going to say, did you say 136 metre 4-iron, Lesley?
Yes, I did.
You pump it. You're only 20 yards behind the pro. That in itself is impressive, let alone the fact it went in.
Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness, I didn't know that.
I've been saying for Lesley, you clearly don't agree that the ball goes too far these days. You're not of that view.
Well, when on number 8 green, I thought it had gone through the back, but it hadn't. And then the next day I played it, I nearly did put the ball through the back of the green. It was amazing.
Lesley, on Sunday you played again, and I can't report a third hole in one, but you carried a young bloke of 70 through a bit of 4-ball or something, didn't you?
Yes, he's a young married man with 3 children, and the oldest one's 5, and he's on a 34 handicap, and he was on the card 8 times, and I did the rest, and we had a great day.
And what happened to your handicap?
It went down one.
From where to where at age 81?
Sorry?
From where to where your handicap went?
18 to 17.
You're an inspiration to us all, Lesley. It's a remarkable story, and we thank you for taking the effort you have and the time you have to tell us your story. We appreciate you getting up. We're recording this podcast in Melbourne before 9 o'clock in the morning, and you're all the way over on the other side of the country. So we know you've got up really early to do this interview with us, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, Lesley.
Good, thank you, and thank you for asking me to do that for you.
Good on you.
Thanks, Lesley.
Cheers, Lesley.
What an unbelievable story. Lesley Malcolm joining us on Inside the Ropes.